like the last part of this is when you think about a desire, it's really fun to think about it because you're like, ooh, I know what I want. I want to have it this way and I want to have it this way. But then again, if you get too specific about it, sometimes you get too in your mind, then it like can't happen. So the idea of thinking about what it is you want and then forgetting about it and releasing the wanting, okay? But there is fun in thinking about the desire. I get enjoyment out of dreaming about it and talking about it and writing about it. But if I let it go completely and release the whole idea of it, that's really the only time that it actually happens. So it's just, do I dream about it until, I don't know, like, I know that there's a difference between the general and the specific. Like, when you keep it general, it will happen. When you get too specific, sometimes you get a little bit too bound up. So, I don't know, it's just interesting to me.
So as you're experiencing something, it's very rare that you have the experience of observing, choosing, immediately clear wanting, releasing it, and that showing into your experiences. Those are those quick instant manifestations. You can have quite a lot of those, but usually, and especially for the things that matter to you, you have various sets of observe, choose, clear wanting, you're dreaming it up, and then something catches your attention and you go back to observe, choose, and sometimes that new layer of observe, choose or new layer of observe, choose that you come back into does not bring you necessarily that particular thing, but it clarifies even more what is it that you want, even more what is it that you want. In other words, sometimes it's not about you getting exactly what you wanted at the first shot, but using that for the next desire, and then some of these desires show up and some of them were there to be part of you desiring, for you having the clarity of desiring instead of just being in the place of releasing it into your physicality. In other words, you get to the place where you observe and choose, get the clear wanting. If you are having such ease about clear wanting and it does not put you back into observe and choose, as you say, you're dreaming it up, you feel good about talking about it, but not getting into how it's going to get, not even getting into why is it important to you, not even going back to anything else, but if you can keep within your attention that clear wanting, undenied by anything else that you're observing to, not focusing on the gap between when you desired it and is it happening or not. If you do not get distracted by that, you then add speed to get to the tipping point. But the tipping point happens into your physical experience at the moment when you're ready to release it. In other words, when you stop talking about it in a form of a dream, but you feel how you become one with it, that no talking is important or relevant to you anymore because you've done all of the clarity work about your wanting and you feel so good about it that you know that it's underway, that you know that it's so much so underway that it's going to knock at the door or that it's going to be delivered to you or that you're going to experience it in this way and another. This is that feeling of premonition when you can sense that something is coming into the physicality, something that was a thought and started shaping from that thought into physicality. Now you're in there discovering it, you can sense it, you can smell it with all of your physical senses when it's about to be experienced. And that happens only when you do not feel like you're dreaming up for it, but when the dream tipped into reality. And that's the tipping point that we're always talking about.